Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bernie Strom, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we feature the Boston Red Sox at the Washington Senators from Griffith Stadium in Washington, D.C. It's an interesting place when you look up on uh, Baseball Reference. You see this is called National Park. The game out of the park baseball calls it Griffith Stadium. And so I guess it's called both here in 1914. But I'm going to go with Griffith Stadium since that's what out of the park baseball goes with. Anyway, here we are. We have an interesting pitching matchup today. Once again, this is not a strict as played replay. I do make changes. The Washington Senators lineup is as played with Walter Johnson on the mound for the Senators, probably the greatest pitcher in the dead ball era. However, he's not too great in my season this year. He's only 11-8 with 99 strikeouts in 176 innings with a 2.9 ERA. The Red Sox had a pitcher by the name of Rankin Johnson pitching in real life, but I put in Smokey Joe Wood because he's available in my season. He was injured off and on during 1914 with the Red Sox, but he was on the active roster, so I used him. He's a much better pitcher. The Red Sox have a problem with Duffy Lewis in left field. He must have been injured, and we left in Hendrickson batting fourth today for the Red Sox playing left field. So anyway, here we go with the game. Let's do the lineups for the Red Sox. Batting first in right field is Harry Hooper. Batting second, Everett Scott at shortstop. Tris Speaker in center batting third. Olaf Hendrickson. Oops, I pressed a button by mistake. Olaf Hendrickson in left field, batting fourth. Hal Janvrin at first, batting sixth. Larry Gardner at third, batting sixth at third base. Janvrin's at first, batting fifth. Sorry, I mentioned sixth. Steve Yerkes, second baseman, batting seventh. Pinch Thomas catching. They've also had problems with catchers this year. The manager is on the bench. He's also catcher Carrigan, but they have injuries in that position, and Pinch Thomas has been in 25 games for the Red Sox this year. Smokey Joe Wood on the mound batting ninth. He's had an interesting season. He's real life, 4 wins, and not real life in the game, 4 wins, 5 losses. But he does have a 168 ERA. And he's run into a little bad luck. David Lando checks in. Good morning. Nice to see you. Big Clue is here rooting for the Red Sox. Yeah, we are facing Walter Johnson, Big Clue, and that's why this game is on YouTube. Dwayne March checks in. Hello, and Lord Judgment 1818 is here in the stadium. Well, we're ready for the first pitches. Walter Johnson is ready and warmed up. Harry Hooper, batting .258, steps in with a home run, 22 RBIs. We've learned to say that here in the year 2024 because that's how the baseball statistics, when we follow baseball, has been derived from. But in 1914, they were more interested in runs scored and stolen bases, so I throw in stolen bases. Harry Hooper has 5. We are going to make one little change here, if you'll bear with me 1 second, before the first pitch. Callahan's going to make the calls unless I disagree. Here's Johnson. He gets his sign, and here's the first pitch of the game. There's a bounding ball to second. He's up with it over to first. 1 up, 1 down for the Red Sox here in the top of the first inning is Morgan to Gandil on that play. Stepping in, Everett Scott. 7 stolen bases, 1 home run, 11 runs batted in, batting .213. Here's Johnson's pitch. There's a little dribbler to the right of the pitcher. Johnson picks it up. He throws to first, but Scott beats it out with his speed. And there's the first base hit of the game of the infield variety. Tris Speaker, the Red Sox leading player and Hall of Fame member with 18 stolen bases, 4 home runs, 37 runs batted in, and a .312 average to face Walter Johnson, who checks Scott at first. He's into the windup. Tris Speaker hits a ball back to the mound. He throws to second for the out. Speaker takes first, fielder's choice. 2 down. Speaker at first base. I think our AI will probably send Speaker here with Hendrickson up for the first time. Hendrickson, a part-time player, has only had 33 at-bats, mostly the Red Sox pinch hitter. No home runs, 5 RBIs, batting .312 with 1 stolen base. Johnson checks on Speaker. Here's the pitch. He didn't send him. That ball is to right field, and it drops in. Here comes the throw to third base. Speaker slides. He is out at third. Speaker, a very fast runner, is thrown out by the right fielder, and that was one heck of a play. Great throw by Muller, and he's going to lead off for the inning, but let's take a look at that replay one more time. That ball drops in front of him as he backed up to the mound. He's got it. Here's the throw to third. Let's watch the slide. I don't know. He looked safe to me. But the umpire called him out, and without video replay in 1914, we go to the bottom of the first. Red Sox nothing. Senators coming to bat. Smokey Joe Wood this season, 4 wins, 5 losses, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, but with a stellar 1.68 ERA. Faces Danny Muller, no home runs, 14 runs batted in, a .221 average. A fast runner with 13 stolen bases, and here's Smokey Joe's first pitch. Muller hits a ground ball to short. Is the dive. He's up with it, throws to first. The ball's in the dirt. Is going to be an error on the shortstop. The runner will be safe at first, and the Senators have the leadoff man on. Danny Muller at first base. A threat to steal. Eddie Foster, the third baseman, stepping in. 9 stolen bases, a home run, 15 runs batted in, .272 average. Wood checks Muller at first. Here's his pitch. There is the sacrifice attempt right back to Wood. He holds on to it. He's going to throw to first, but the batter is going to be safe. And there's no error on that play. There's also a hit on the play. So there's an infield hit, the first hit of the game. The Senators are in business with runners on first and second. Nobody out. The Red Sox, the last time you checked in with me last week, were in first place by a game or 2 over the Philadelphia A's, who in real life beat the Red Sox this season. They were in first. The Red Sox were in second by 8.5 games. And that's why I'm replaying the season. It's sort of silly, but that's what I do. I play this season day by day just to get to the end, hoping the Red Sox will change history. However, since the last game, Philadelphia is on a hot streak. They've won 8 or 9 of the last 10 games and taken over first place in the American League by percentage points over the Boston Red Sox. In reality, at this time of the year, the Boston Red Sox were under 500, not fighting for the pennant. So my alternate reality here has been enjoyable for me to watch as Smokey Joe Wood checks on the runners. Winds and fires. There's a fly ball to left field. That's way over Hendrickson's head. Senators score 1 run. Senators score 2 runs. Here comes a throw to third base. He slides in for a triple. And there we go. The first 3 runners reach base safely. My choice of Smokey Joe Wood might not have been the right one. He's allowed all 3 runners here in the bottom of the first to reach base. Of course, 1 was an error. And it's 2-0 Washington. Smokey Joe Wood looking at the baseball, walking around the mound. He's saying something to it. I'm not sure what he's saying, but you can probably guess. Milan on third. Chick Gandil stepping to the plate. No home runs. 262 batter with 14 stolen bases. Wood glances over at Milan at third. He winds up. Here's the pitch. And he's going to be out 5-3. But the runner will score 3-0 Washington, but the Red Sox finally get an out. As I take a sip of water here, it's 42 degrees in Las Vegas, so it's pretty chilly, but at least we're not getting the snow you guys are getting back east. Nobody on now for Wood, although he's in a 3-0 hole. He faces the infamous Howie Shanks, no home runs. 202 average. However, he has 13 stolen bases, which is pretty good for this time of the season. Wood looks at him and throws, and there's a pop-up. Shortstop puts it away. It didn't go too high. There you go. Red Sox all of a sudden have 2 outs, nobody on, facing Ray Morgan, the second baseman. For the Senators, no home runs. 272 average, 30 runs batted in, and only 8 stolen bases. And here's the pitch. He hits a routine fly ball to left. Janvrin coming in, puts it away for the out. That's Hendrickson, not Janvrin. I get those 2 guys confused all the time. Anyway, at the end of 1, Senators lead. 3-0. Here in the top of the second, the aforementioned Janvrin, who plays first base, not left field, will be leading off, followed by Larry Gardner, Steve Yerkes. Janvrin, no home runs, 12 RBIs, 282 average, and 20 stolen bases. Here's Walter Johnson's first pitch. And there's a line drive deep into left field. That ball is down and going to roll all the way to the wall. Let's see. Hal Janvrin is a speedy runner. Let's see what he does. He rounds second. He's going for third. Here's the throw. There's the slide. The ball is not even close. There's a leadoff triple for the Red Sox in the top of the second. And here we go. Yeah, David. It's about dead ball baseball. Beatles, of course, got me into it. I never had played a dead ball game in my life before I discovered Beatles channel. And I gave it a shot with the 1912 season, and I can tell you the truth. I enjoy playing dead ball baseball more than I enjoy playing modern baseball. But I will still play modern baseball because there's still some years I have to fix for the Red Sox. Last year in 1967 Red Sox with PC Replay Baseball, I won the World Series. So I'm done with 67, but I'm going to work on 1949, 1975, 78, and 86 beginning in April, trying to fix those seasons. We're trying to fix 1914 now. Walter Johnson glances at Janvrin at third. Larry Gardner stepping in, a 226 hitter, 2 home runs, 30 RBIs, 18 stolen bases. Here's Johnson's pitch, and there's a ground ball to second. Over to first for the out. The Red Sox get their first run of the game and cut the lead to 3-1. Nobody on, one out. Walter Johnson facing Steve Yerkes, the second baseman, having a terrible year here in out of the park baseball, 1914. He wasn't that bad during the real season. 2 home runs, 32 RBIs, a 186 average, only 6 stolen bases. Johnson's got the sign. Here's the pitch. And there's a little dribbler right back to the mound. Johnson picks it up. He throws to first, but he is not going to get him as the speedy Yerkes beats out the throw by Walter Johnson. The Red Sox have another infield hit. Their 4th hit of the game. They're out-hitting the Senators 4-2, but they're behind where it counts in runs 3-1. Walter Johnson checks on Yerkes at first to face Pinch Thomas, the part-time catcher for the Red Sox. 1 home run, 8 RBIs, 277 average, and 1 stolen base. Johnson checks the runner. He throws to first. The ball gets away from the first baseman. That ball rolls into foul territory. Yerkes goes to second, and that's an error on Walter Johnson. The first error of the game for Washington. The errors are now all tied up at 1 apiece here in the top of the second inning. Runner in scoring position, Yerkes. Johnson checks, throws, and he strikes him out. That's his 100th strikeout on the season. 2 down now for the Red Sox as Smokey Joe Wood steps to the plate. Smokey Joe Wood in real life was a pretty good hitter. And in our 1912 season, he was one of the leading hitters on the team. But here in 1914, he's only collected 1 hit in 24 at-bats. He's got Yerkes at second, represents the second run of the game for the Red Sox. Johnson checks the runner. Here's the pitch. And he walks Smokey Joe Wood. A cardinal sin for a pitcher to walk a 0-42 batter, particularly if it is the opposing pitcher. Wood at first. Yerkes at second. Hall of Famer Harry Hooper stepping in at 2:57 in my 1914 replay. 0 for 1 on the day. Johnson checks the 2 runners on. He's into his windup. And he strikes out looking. That's the end of the second inning for the Red Sox. They leave 2 runners on, but score a run, and at the end of 1.5, it's 3-1 Washington. Another sip of water here before we go to the bottom of the second. McBride, Ainsmith, and Walter Big Train Johnson. Here we go. Smokey Joe Wood to face McBride, the shortstop, 228 hitter. 4 stolen bases. I don't think he's that fast. Here's Wood's pitch. He swings, and there's a routine fly ball to right field. Hooper waiting for it, puts it away. 1 down. Ainsmith, the catcher. He's also a part-time player for the Senators, but he's batting an even 300. No stolen bases. He's up to bat 60 times with 18 hits. I would say he's probably slow. Here's Wood's pitch. There's a bounding ball to shortstop. Scott up with it. And there's another bad throw to first base. That's 2 of them in 2 innings for the Red Sox. Shortstop Everett Scott. That runner is going to be safe at first. Ainsmith on now on Everett Scott's second error of the game. At this pace, he'll make 9. Walter Johnson, 143 hitter, stepping in. 7 hits on the season. He's got a runner on first. Woods checks on the runner. He's into the pitch. There's a bunt. Gardner up with it. Throws Johnson out at first. It is a successful sacrifice. 5-3. Walter Johnson advances Ainsmith to second. He's in scoring position. Top of the order, Muller 0 for 1 today. .220 hitter with 13 stolen bases. Ainsmith takes a short lead off a second. Here's the pitch. That ball gets away from the catcher. Ainsmith over to third. That's going to be called a wild pitch by the official score, and Wood is not helping himself here in the second. But dead ball baseball, Wood will be in this game for a while, so even though he doesn't seem to have his stuff today, we're stuck with him. Here's Wood's pitch, and there's the walk for Danny Muller. That's the 20th walk of the season for Smokey Joe Wood. Smokey Joe's got 44 strikeouts, 20 walks this season. That's a pretty good ratio. You will not find that to be true with most dead ball pitchers. I'd like to get the bum out of there, David, but we got to leave him in because that is dead ball baseball. Removing a pitcher in the second inning, he's liable to shoot you when you come to the mound to do that. Wood checks both runners, Ainsmith at third. Muller at first. He's a threat to steal. Eddie Foster 1 for 1 on the day, batting .275. Here's Wood's pitch. There's a ground ball to first. Hendrickson's going to take it to the bag. He's going to let the runner score. No, he's not going to let the runner score. There was 2 outs. I called that play because I didn't know the correct number of outs. Anyway, the Red Sox get out of the inning not allowing any runs with a walk, an error, and a wild pitch. They were very lucky. We go to the top of the third, 3-1 Washington. They have commercials in regular broadcasts when you can drink water and go to the bathroom and stuff. But here on YouTube, you got to go all the way through. Here we go. Top of the third, Everett Scott, our poor fielding shortstop today, leading off, followed by Speaker and Hendrickson. Walter Johnson on the mound. He's into his windup. Here's the pitch. There is a line drive in the right center field. That's going to drop in front of the right fielder for a base hit. And although Scott has made 2 errors, he is now trying to make up for that with singling here in the top of the third. Tris Speaker up 0 for 1 on the day. Johnson checks Scott at first. Here's the pitch. That was a line drive up the middle, but that was a great play at second base by Morgan. Let's look at that again. Looks like a single until the dive, the backhanded play by Morgan. Great play. 1 down. Scott still at first. Olaf Hendrickson 1 for 1 on the day at .235 hitter stepping in. Walter Johnson checks on Scott. He picks him off. They've got him in a rundown. Let's see what happens. He is being chased back and forth. He's going to try to slide into second. He is out at second base. And the Red Sox run into their second out. That was quite a pickoff by Walter Johnson. Scott was running, and he just took off at the first move, but the first move, unfortunately for him, was to first base. Hendrickson still at the plate. Johnson into his windup. He swings, holds up, but he's going to be called out. He went around even though he tried to hold up, and the score still 3-1 going into the bottom of the third. Washington's ahead. Mike Silver checks in. Hi, Mike. How you doing? Hope you're having a great day and you had a good time at your daughter's event this morning. I saw you on Discord and hope to meet up with you there later today also. As we go to the bottom of the third inning, I'd like to tell you that I do have my next broadcast scheduled because it's a big deal. It is going to be the game of July 11th, 1914 from Fenway Park, the Cleveland Naps at the Boston Red Sox. The reason that game is significant is because that is Babe Ruth's Major League debut. I am going to play the game. I normally would play it on the 11th, which is, if you follow me, you know that's what I do. But I'm going to play that game on the 10th because on the 11th, I'm heading out for a long weekend, going to San Jose to visit my granddaughter who will be turning 7 years old. I know I look too young to have a 7-year-old granddaughter, but she's my youngest. We go to the bottom of the third. Milan, Gandil, and Shanks do up. 1-for-1, Clyde Milan is today. Batting .279. Smokey Joe Wood, a little shaky so far in the game. Let's see how he does. He's into his windup. Here's the pitch. And there's a bunt rolling down the third baseline. Gardner picks it up, and he nabs him at first base for the out. That was a great play. That was a one-handed play, and in the same motion of picking up the ball, he threw him out at first. One down. Chick Gandil 0-for-1, .261 on the season. 14 stolen bases. Big Clue checks in. Nice to see you. Do I know the way to San Jose? I do. It's a 9-hour drive from Vegas, and that's why I'm taking Southwest Airlines. Wood has the sign. Here's the pitch. And there's a line drive into center field. Speaker moving over, but he's going to let it bounce in front of him. That's a base hit. Gandil reaches first here with one out in the bottom of the third inning. Washington leading 3-1 if you just joined us. Boston's got out-hit Washington 5-3, but they not have outscored them. They're behind 3-1. Howie Shanks is real. He's the left fielder on the 1914 Senators, batting .202 with 13 stolen bases. He's got Gandil at first. Wood holds the runner. He's into the windup, and there's the pitch. There's a fly ball to center field. Gandil's playing it halfway. Speaker is under it. He puts it away. Gandil makes a bluff towards second, but he holds first. 2 down here in the bottom of the third with Ray Morgan, who had a nice diving play, made a backhanded catch an inning or two ago. Morgan 0-for-1 today, batting .270, 8 stolen bases. Here's the pitch by Wood. Gandil's going to second. Here comes the throw. He slides. He's safe. There is a stolen base for Chick Gandil. 15th of the season. He's now in scoring position with 2 outs. Morgan can bring in the Senators' 4th run with a base hit. Wood checks the runner. Here's the pitch. And there's a base hit down the right field line. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. That's more than a single. Gandil crosses the plate for the 4th run. He's headed to third. He's coming. Here's the throw. He slides. He is safe. And we have, once again, another triple. A run-scoring triple. The Senators now take a 4-1 lead for Walter Johnson. Usually that's really big enough for him to win the game as Morgan is standing at third base. I don't know how many people watching are into dead ball. I'm guessing if you're watching, you're into it somewhat. The triple is the dead ball version of the home run. Today, there were a lot of triples hit in the first 20 years of Major League Baseball. Morgan takes his lead. Wood not having a good game. Looks in at McBride, who's hitting .227. He winds, he fires. He struck him out looking. And That's the end of the third. We go to the top of the fourth. Washington with a commanding 4-1 lead. Here in the top of the fourth, the Red Sox will bring to the plate Janvrin, Gardner, and Yerkes, batters 5, 6, and 7. Walter Johnson's allowed 5 hits today in 3 innings, but only 1 run, 3 strikeouts, and a walk. He looks in at Janvrin, batting .286. Janvrin 1 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. There's a grounder to third. He's up with it. Over to first for the out. 1 up, 1 down for the Red Sox. That was a good play by Eddie Foster at third. Larry Gardner is stepping in, a .225 hitter. Sakuni 007 checks in. Hope all is well with everyone in the chat. Senators lead 4-1 for 007's update. 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. The Red Sox 1-5 and 2. Gardner now 0 for 1 on the day. Here's Walter Johnson's pitch. He's going to pop it up in foul territory. Catcher is under it. Puts it away for the out. 2 up, 2 down as Zane Smith throws it back to Walter Johnson. Steve Yerkes 1 for 1. Batting 189. I made a speech on how bad he's hitting. He immediately singled his first time up. So I'm going to continue to say 189 is way below average in real life as Johnson throws to Yerkes. And there it is. There's a line drive in a right field. And once again, Steve Yerkes singles after I told the audience how bad a season he's having. I think I'm going to keep that up. Runner on first with 2 outs for the Red Sox. Yerkes at first, not really a threat to steals, only got 6 stolen bases on the season. Pinch Thomas, the catcher, 0 for 1 on the day, hitting .273 on the season, stepping in. Walter Johnson checks the runner. Here's the pitch. There is a ground ball to second, over to first for the out. The inning is over. We go to the bottom of the fourth, still 4-1 Senators. I see that David Landau bought the 83 season for Apple. My first Apple baseball game was played, I can't give you the date, but I'll give you the season. Summer of 1962. I received the 1961 version from Apple Baseball. I immediately sat down, and for that entire summer, I don't think I ever went a minute without playing that game. Bottom of the fourth, Ainsmith, Walter Johnson, top of the order, Muller due up. Here's Wood's pitch. He pops it up in the infield. Janvrin is under it, calling for the ball, puts it away, 1 down. Walter Johnson he sacrificed his first time up, still batting 183. Wood into his windup. Here's the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 as the Red Sox throw the ball around the infield. 2 up, 2 down. Top of the order, Muller, 0 for 1, 220 average, 13 stolen bases. Wood has the sign. Here's the pitch. And there's another pop-up, not too high in the infield. It's in foul territory. Gardner under it, puts it away. And if I'm not mistaken, for the first time today, the Red Sox retire the Senators 1-2-3. We go to the top of the fifth, 4-1 Senators. Dwayne Martz, David Landau, is playing the 61 season. Some great games on his YouTube channel. I follow him when I can. And he's playing the 61 season with APA baseball. That's what I played over 60 years ago for the first time. Here we go. Smokey Joe Wood batting .042, stepping in. No official at-bats on the day. He walked his first time up. He looks like he settled down the last inning, so he may be around a while. Walter Johnson strikes him out. Now Washington gets to throw the ball around the infield. One up, one down for the Red Sox, top of the order. Harry Hooper batting .256. According to Out of the Park Baseball, he's on fire. We could use a hit for the Red Sox. Walter Johnson throws the 2-2 pitch, and Harry Hooper watches it go by for strike three. 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts in the game as the Senators throw the ball around the infield, and it's back to Walter Johnson. Everett Scott, 2 for 2 on the day, both in hitting and in fielding. He's made the Red Sox 2 errors. Stepping in, since I said he made the Red Sox 2 errors and having a lousy game, maybe he'll get a hit as Walter Johnson gets the sign and throws. He swings and hits a low line drive. The shortstop's got the ball for the Senators. 3 up, 3 down for the Red Sox. We go to the bottom of the fifth, still 4-1 Washington. McBride made that play on Scott. Stepping up here to bat is going to be Eddie Foster, followed by Milan and Chick Gendel. Foster batting .274, 1 for 2 today. Smokey Joe Wood, throws the ball. Here's the pitch. That is caught by the shortstop. And Everett Scott makes a highlight catch here for the first out. Let's look at that again. Scott made 2 bad plays. He made up for it here as that ball was headed for center field. He dove and caught it with his backhand. That was a good play. Actually caught it under his body as the picture showed. Clyde Milan, 1 for 2 on the day, .278 on the season. Here's Wood's pitch. A little late on the swing. He hits a fly ball to left field as Hendrickson, moving to his left, puts it away for the out. And there's 2 down. Well, we had a lot of runs scored the first 3 innings. Both pitchers have been putting these guys away. Maybe I shouldn't have said that because Chick Gendel's 1 for 2, batting .264. I should have saved that for the Red Sox. Here's Smokey Joe's pitch. And he hits a bounding ball to second. Yerke's up with it. The first for the out. The end of the fifth, 4-1 Washington. Here we go, top of the 6th inning. Speaker, Hendrickson, and Janvin, 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Red Sox. It is tough to score off Walter Johnson. His ERA is 2.08 for the season. And the Red Sox certainly have their work cut out for him here in the final 4 innings. Speaker 0 for 2 on the day. 310 on the season. Johnson's pitch. And there's a bounding ball to second. Up with it, throws to first, in the dirt, gets away from the first baseman, Gandil. And there is going to be a runner on for the Red Sox as Speaker on first on the error. Second error of the day for Washington. Both teams have committed 2 errors. And Olaf Hendrickson stepping in, 1 for 2 on the day. Speaker is a threat to steal. He's got 18 stolen bases for the Red Sox this season. Johnson trying to hold him close. Here's the pitch. There's the bunt. Right back to the mound. Johnson to first. The sacrifice is successful, and the Red Sox have a runner in scoring position. Today's attendance at Griffith Stadium, 3,195. It's partly cloudy. Temperature 87 degrees here in July. Wind left to right at 8 miles an hour. Speaker at second. Hal Janvrin, 1 for 2 on the day, 284 in the season. Johnson glances at the runner. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive. That's headed for the alley. That is high off the wall. He just missed putting that out by about 2 feet. Scoring is Speaker. Janvrin is going to third. The throw is not going to come in. He slides safely. The Red Sox have cut the lead to 4-2 here with their 7th hit. And we have another triple. As Larry Gardner steps in with a runner at third and only 1 out, the Red Sox could do themselves a favor by getting that guy to score. Gardner 0 for 2, 224 in the season. Walter Johnson and Smokey Joe Wood are not pitching at their best today, as I can see. Johnson glances at Janvrin. Here's his pitch. There's a ground ball to first. He's going to boot that ball. Gandil cannot pick it up. The Red Sox score their 3rd run. Gardner goes to first. He is a threat to steal. The Red Sox are in business now. They've closed the gap to 4-3. Gardner at first, only 1 out. Steve Yerkes, who I've been teasing all day about having such an underwhelming season, steps in, batting an underwhelming 193. Will he get his 3rd hit? As Johnson holds Gardner at third. At first, here's the pitch. He's going to be caught stealing. I put him at third. He should have been at third. He was at first. Thrown out stealing. I don't know if I would have done that, but I believe that the AI is correct. They would have done that in dead ball baseball. Okay. Can Yerkes get his 3rd hit of the game? Johnson now's got 2 outs. Here's the pitch. He hits a fly ball deep into right field, but this is going to be an out. At the end of 6, the Red Sox scored 2 runs here in the top of the 6th and have closed the gap. Senators now lead 4-3. Let's check the out-of-town scoreboard because we want to see how the Philadelphia A's are doing. And there we go. There's no score in only the 1st inning. Oh, 7th inning. Philadelphia A's lead the Yankees 1-0. That was a Giants score. No score, Brooklyn Braves. Giants, Philly, no score. And there it is. Philadelphia A's 1-0 over the Yankees in the 7th inning. As Philadelphia continues their hot streak, we go to the bottom of the 6th. Shanks, Morgan, and McBride due up to face Smokey Joe Wood, who's pitched 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. All 3 runs are earned of the 4. 2 strikeouts, a walk. Howie Shanks to face Smokey Joe Wood. Here's the pitch. And there is a line drive. Left field. Hendrickson moves to his left, but that ball is going to bounce in front of him for a hit. The Senators have the lead runner on here in the bottom of the 6th, leading 4-3. Ray Morgan stepping in, 1 for 2 on the day, 273 on the season. Gandil must have bet the Red Sox. Well, we'll find out. I hope he did. Will Morgan bunt? Will Shanks steal? Wood holds Shanks at first. Here's the pitch. Shanks is going to second. He's out by about a week. And just like the Red Sox, the Senators are thrown out attempting to steal second. Morgan 1 for 2 today. 273 on the season. With one out. There's the pitch. Here's a shot to left. Hendrickson puts it away. It was a line drive. It was hit really good, but he only had to move a couple of steps to put it away. We have 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. McBride up 0 for 2 on the day, 226 on the season. Wood is almost out of this inning. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to center. Tris Speaker has to move a tiny bit, not much. Puts it away for the out. And at the end of 6, Red Sox are behind the Washington Senators. The Senators 4 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors. Boston 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. If Boston's going to make a move, they've got 3 innings to do it in. Walter Johnson is a tough guy to score against. Of the 3 runs today scored by the Red Sox, only 1 was earned. Here we go. Pinch Thomas 0 for 2, 269. Walter Johnson is into his windup, and here's the pitch. There is a fly ball into right center field. That's going to drop in front of the center fielder for a base hit. 1 away. Milan almost decided to dive for that ball, but he decided to pick it up on a hop to prevent it from being another triple for the Red Sox if it got by him. Thomas at first, not a threat to steal. Smokey Joe Wood up at the plate. There's a 99% chance he will bunt. Johnson checks Thomas. Here's the pitch. That's bunted back to Johnson. It's successful. He throws to Gandil at first for the out. Runner goes to second. Red Sox have the tying run in scoring position with only 1 out. They now, as they hit the top of the order, have a couple of chances to tie the game. Harry Hooper 0 for 3. His flame went away here on the box score. So I guess he's no longer hot. 1 home run, 22 runs batted in, 255 average, 5 steals. Johnson checks Thomas. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball. It's deep to left field. Will that be out of here? No, it's going to hit the ground. It's going to one-hop the wall. Red Sox score the tying run. Hooper rounding second, headed for third. Here's the throw. There's the slide. He is safe at third base. And the Red Sox have tied the game at 4 here in the top of the 7th. Well, we've had some exciting games on the channel last week and the week before, and this one is no different. Walter Johnson allowing his second earned run of the game, 9 hits in 6 1/3 innings. Both these pitchers are superb, but neither one of them seem to be on their game today. As Everett Scott steps in, once again, I've teased him for making his 2 errors and his somewhat anemic 218 batting average. Let's see what he can do with Harry Hooper, who now has another flame next to his name in the batting order. On third, he's a speedy runner. Any fly ball to the outfield should score him. Let's see what happens as Johnson checks on Hooper. Into his windup to Scott is a pop-up, but it's not going to leave the infield. Shortstop under it, puts it away right in front of the mound, and there's now 2 away for the Red Sox as McBride hands it back to Johnson. Now, instead of a fly ball scoring the go-ahead run, Speaker will have to get a base hit. Walter Johnson facing Tris Speaker. Speaker 0 for 3 today, is average down to 309. Many times in this situation, the AI walk speaker. Let's see what they do here. Johnson checks Hooper. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball right to first. Gandil picks it out, steps on the bag. We now head to the bottom of the seventh with the game all tied at 4. I never interrupt Take Me Out to the Ball Game. For me, it's one of the highlights of the broadcast, and Legends stops by to say hello. Hello, Legends. Looking forward to your football. Hope everything's going well. We have a number of luminaries here in the chat. Legends Sports Universe, one of them. Great YouTube channel for those people who loved to see MLB The Show and Madden Football. Dwayne Marks redoing the 1961 Braves and Yankees season is also worth checking in on. I'm looking forward to that World Series. And I think that's it for the channels. Tasumi 007 has broadcast some inside pitch games. We love to watch those. Trying to get Mike Silver to do some broadcasts. And do I have everybody? And I hope I didn't leave anybody out. We go to the bottom of the seventh here in Griffith Stadium. Smokey Joe Wood, 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 strikeouts and a walk. To face Ainsmith, Johnson, the pitcher, and the top of the order, Muller. Ainsmith 0 for 2 today, batting .290. Wood into his windup. Ground ball to third, over to first for the out. 1 away as Gardner makes the play. Walter Johnson stepping in, 0 for 1 today, 140 on the season. Smokey Joe Wood. Here's the pitch. Walter Johnson swings. That ball's a line drive deep to center field. That ball misses a home run by an inch. Bouncing ball bounces off the wall. Johnson slides into second. He could have walked in standing because that is a double for the pitcher. And the Senators now are in business. With a go-ahead run at second base in scoring position. Only 1 out. Top of the order up. 0 for 2, Danny Muller, the right fielder, batting .219. Wood holds Johnson on. He's into his windup. The pitch. It gets away from Thomas. Johnson goes to third, and that's the second wild pitch of the game for Smokey Joe Wood. My guess is Out of the Park Baseball knows that Wood had an off season in 1914. He was injured most of the season. He did get in, I believe, around 18, 20 starts. This was not one of them. I put him in place of Rankin Johnson, who is the as-played pitcher. Johnson, a average bullpen player for the Red Sox. I thought I had a better chance with Smokey Joe Wood. Johnson at third takes a short lead. Muller 0 for 2 at the plate. That's pitch again. Here it is. That pitch was outside. Muller walks to first base. They have 2 runners on. The Senators have a chance to take a lead here with Eddie Foster due up. 1 for 3 on the day, 273 on the season. Muller is a threat to steal. Wood checks the runners. He's into this windup. There is a fly ball into center field. Will there be a play at the plate? Speaker has it. Throws to the cutoff man. We do not have a play at the plate. Walter Johnson just not quite fast enough to score on that fly ball. Probably any other player on this team would have scored. However, Red Sox, Smokey Joe Wood on the verge of pitching out of this mess. Johnson at third, Muller at first. Clyde Milan 1 for 3, couple of RBIs on the day. Steps in, the runners take their lead. Wood into the pitch. Ground ball to first. Janvin up with it, steps on the bag, unassisted. The side is retired as we go to the top of the 8th. We're all tied at 4. Walter Johnson, this inning, will face Hendrickson in left field today in place of Duffy Lewis, Hal Janvin, and Larry Gardner. Hendrickson's 1 for 2 on the day, 229 on the season. What more do you want is a close game between Smokey Joe Wood and Walter Johnson. Here's the pitch by Johnson. Hendrickson is blown away by that pitch as the Senators throw the ball around the infield. The Red Sox 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. And we have a pinch hitter. As I said, Duffy Lewis was on the bench. He did not start. He is coming in to pinch hit for Janvin, the first baseman. My guess is Hendrickson might go to first base and Lewis to left field, but we'll find out and see what they do. The AI does. Duffy Lewis hitting .259, no home runs, 29 runs batted in. A team leading 22 stolen bases. Lewis to face Johnson, and here is the pitch. He hits that ball right on the button, but that is right at the center fielder. And he is out for the second out of the inning as Milan's the center fielder. Right, Milan makes the play. Larry Gardner at third base, stepping in 0 for 3 on the day, 223 on the season. Johnson on the verge of pitching a 1-2-3 inning. He's into his windup. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. He's up with it. Gandil puts him out for the out. 3 up, 3 down, top of the 8th. We head to the bottom of the 8th, all tied at 4. Well, the AI put another bench player at first base. There he is there. Del Gainer for the Red Sox. The Red Sox got him in a trade this season from the Detroit Tigers. He's played in 19 games for the Red Sox, batting .184. He's at first. Hendrickson stays in left, which indicates to me Duffy Lewis can't run, but he can hit. That's why you saw him pinch hit. As Gandil, Shanks, and Morgan step up, trying to score a run and put this game away for Walter Johnson. Smokey Joe Wood, 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Into his windup. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Gardner picks it up, dives, throws. It's in the dirt. The runner will be safe. Let's see what the official scorer calls that an error. That's tough. That should have been a base hit. Gandil at first base represents the go-ahead run. Let's see that play again. I think that should have been a base hit. What do you think? Oh, no video replay in baseball, so it's an error. Both teams now with 3 errors, both teams with 4 runs. However, the Senators have a runner on first with Howie Shanks up. Shanks 1 for 3 today, batting .204. Here's Wood's pitch. There is the sacrifice bunt. Gardner picks it up. Good throw to first. Shanks sacrifices the Gandil to second. He's in scoring position with only one out. Smokey Joe Wood checks the runner. Morgan 1 for 3 today, 272 hitter. Here's the pitch. There's a swinging strike 3 for the out. Ray Morgan goes down on strikes. The Red Sox now have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Wood to face. A pinch hitter, Rip Williams, coming in to pinch hit for, who's he pinch hitting for? He's pitch hitting for the shortstop. Williams batting 196. He's been up 46 times, 9 hits on the season. Not sure why the AI put him in, but here we go. Ground ball to short. That is booted by Scott. Again, will that be his third error? It certainly will. Unbelievable as Scott commits his third error of the game and allows the inning to continue as Williams reaches first. Gandil held at second. I don't know why he held at second, because with 2 outs, he should have been running. That is a flaw in the game. And if Mike Silva's still here, you can jot that down. Mike from the truck stops in. How you doing? Thank you for coming by, checking out the game. If Mike's still listening, that is a problem, because Gandil should have been at third. He could have scored on an error. He could have scored on a wild pitch, a pass ball, but now he's at second. He's going to need a hit with Eddie Ainsmith, the catcher, 0 for 3 on the day, stepping in. 286 on the year. Wood checks the runners. Here's the pitch. Another ground ball to shortstop. Wood's got it. Scott's got it. Over to first for the out. I was a little nervous because I was afraid he was going to make his 4th error at the end of 8. The Red Sox are lucky to be still tied with the Senators 4-all. We go to the top of the 9th. The Red Sox will send to the plate Yerkes, Thomas, and Smokey Joe Wood. The question I have, will the AI pinch hit for Smokey Joe Wood? We're about to find out as Walter Johnson pitched 8 innings, 9 hits, 2 earned runs, struck out 6, walked 1. Steve Yerkes is 2 for 3 on the day, seems to have a pretty good eye. Here's the pitch, but his eye didn't work there. He struck out looking. 7th strikeout in the game for Walter Johnson, who now faces Pinch Thomas. 1 for 3, 279 on the season. Here's Johnson's pitch, and there's a ground ball to second. He's up with it. Over to first for the out. Morgan makes a simple play. Smokey Joe Wood steps in, 1 hit, 25 times at the plate. 9th inning, I'd pinch hit for him, but I'm not managing right now, so let's see what happens. Here's Johnson's pitch. There's a fly ball to center field. In comes the center fielder, puts it away for the out. We go to the bottom of the 9th, still tied at 4. Well, Walter Johnson has a chance to win this game. Smokey Joe Wood's job is to put this game into extra innings. Wood 8 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks to face his opponent, Walter Johnson. 1 for 2 on the day, Johnson is. And here's Wood's pitch to lead off the bottom of the 9th. And that is strike 3. Walter Johnson let that one go by, that 1-2 pitch go by on the outside corner, and as they throw the ball around the infield, The Red Sox face the top of the Senators' order. Danny Muller, the right fielder, 0 for 2 on the day. Here's Wood's pitch. He swings and misses. 2 up, 2 down, both strikeouts for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the ninth. Foster, 1 for 4, 272. Red Sox. Wood looks in to get his sign. And here's the pitch. Fly ball in the right field. That looks like it's going to drop in front of Hooper for a base hit. And the Senators have the winning run on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. Clyde Milan, 1 for 4 on the day. He has knocked in 2 runs. Foster on first is not much of a threat to steal, although he has 9 stolen bases. Ed Kelly now has replaced Smokey Joe Wood on the mound, which is another reason why didn't they pinch hit? Ed Kelly's 0 for 3 on the season, 11 innings, 9 hits. He's allowed 8 earned runs, struck out no one, walked 9 batters, 6.35 ERA. I don't know, against Walter Johnson. I don't know how long this game's going to last, but let's find out. As Kelly, the right-handed pitcher, checks Foster at first. Here's the pitch, and there's a line drive into right center field. That's a base hit. Runner's going to hold at second. Ed Kelly allows a line drive single. Milan at first, Foster at second. Chick Gandil, 1 for 4 in the day with an RBI, batting .262. Steps in, can win the game with a hit. There's 2 outs. Kelly checks the runners. He's the pitch. And there's a fly ball in the right field. That ball's going to drop. Hooper's going to pick it up. He's going to throw to the plate, but it's not going to be in time. The Senators walk off the Red Sox to give Walter Johnson the 12th win of the season. 5-4 in 9 innings. And if you're a Washington Senators fan, this was a hell of a game. And if you're a Red Sox fan, you can only hope that the Philadelphia Athletics have lost that game. The Red Sox lose to the Senators here in Griffith Stadium on July 14th, 1914, 5-4. Senators, 5 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors. The Red Sox, 4 runs, 9 hits, and 4 errors. As we go to the box score, the built-in AI for out-of-the-park baseball says the Senators sneak by the Red Sox 5-4. For those people that joined us late, the Washington Senators electrified the crowd with a walk-off win. The Senators starter Walter Johnson was in groove as he led his team to a win over the Boston Red Sox 5-4. Johnson went 9 innings to notch the win. He scattered 9 hits, walked 1, struck out 7, and improved his record to 12-8. Chick Gandil was the walk-off hero for Washington. With the game tied in the bottom of the ninth, the Senators' first baseman hit a dramatic run-scoring single to send the teams home. Gandil said, "This kind of win gives the team a buzz. Washington is now a mediocre 34-38, while Boston falls to 46-30. As we leave the game and finish the rest of today's games, let's go to the box scores for today's game to see how the teams did. There is the Red Sox 5-4 score. In the American League, there was one other game, and the Philadelphia A's continue their hot streak, defeating the New York Yankees 2-0. Philly 2-6-1. The Yankees 0-5-1. Caldwell, the losing pitcher for the Yankees. I got to move this up a little. Bender, the winner. He's now 8-3. No home runs in that game. National League, the Brooklyn Robins defeat the Boston Braves. The Braves have yet to make their move like they did in real life. Braves are 29-39. They've got a way to go if they're going to win the 1914 National League pennant. In the second game of that doubleheader, the Braves did win and shut out the Robins 1-0. The Giants defeated the Phillies 8-2. They lead the National League. We'll check the standings in a moment. And in game 2 of that game, they swept the doubleheader, winning 2-0. Let's hit the standings here for the American League. The Philadelphia Athletics on a 7-game winning streak. The Red Sox 4 out of 10. The last 10 games fall to 1 full game behind the A's. Cleveland, who the Red Sox place next, 7 behind in third place in the National League. Once again, I mentioned the Giants in first place. They're running away with it. They're on a 7-game winning streak. They are 11 games ahead of the Brooklyn Robins and the lowly Boston Braves, once again, who were the Miracle Braves in real life, 29-39, 18 games behind. I don't think that's going to happen in my replay. Excuse me. One more thing I want to go to here is the team schedule for the Red Sox. The Red Sox, as you see, lost the doubleheader on the 2nd to Philadelphia and then split the doubleheader to Philadelphia. Then they had their 3rd doubleheader in a row. In that game, those 2 games, they beat Washington. However, today they lose to Washington. Tomorrow's an off day. They then head home to face the White Sox for 3 games. And the 11th, Saturday the 11th, Babe Ruth's Major League debut. You can catch it right here on my channel. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for stopping by today. Dwayne Martz, thank you very much. Big Clue, thank you. Mike from the Truck, Legends. Sakuni 0007, David Lando came by. Do I have everybody? Mike Silva stopped by. I don't know if he's still here, but I'll catch you later in the day, Mike. David Landau was here. Lord Judgment 1818 stopped by and checked in early in the game. Anyway, thank you very much. This is a wonderful Saturday, the first Saturday in 2024. I hope everyone has a wonderful Saturday and a wonderful weekend. We'll catch you here on my channel on the 10th of January, which will be the game from July 11th, 1914, when Babe Ruth makes his Major League debut. Until then, everyone, have fun playing games.